Hey everybody, it's Jim Wade here from Graybeard Adventures. So last video we got our bike good and dirty, and today what we're going to do is we're going to get an opportunity to get our bike nice and clean. So I'm going to go through washing a bike off, lubing up the chain, and then I go just a little gear rundown, a review of my Kona Unit here. So she's all good and dirty. A little before, and we'll get into washing this bike down. So I know what a lot of you are thinking, why do I need somebody to show me how to wash a bike? Well, that's because a lot of people do it wrong. Simple as that. We all tend to go for our power washers, and we want to just blast everything off and then get it done. That's not the right way to do it. The way I like to do it is I just grab my garden hose, my washing attachment, fill a bucket full of water here. Simple as that. And then I'll switch it over to the jet mode and just blast off any of the heavy dirt. But I'm not really like killing it. I'm just gently washing the bike off here. Nice and easy. Okay, so now I'm just going to take some plain old dishwashing detergent. You know the stuff. A little squirt, a little dab will do ya. And then we're going to wash it down. So you can see I've just blasted off all the junk and gunk. It's a little bit cleaner. Now I'm going to get in there with my scrubber. Scrub-a-dub-dub.
In my dreams I laugh and smoke. Everybody screams when I tell them jokes. Well now I like to gamble, but I sure don't ever lose. Got a closet full of pinstripes.
So there we go. She's all washed up, cleaned up, ready to rock and roll. So basically, why don't I use a power washer? Power washers, for one, are too powerful. We have all these nice little areas in here. Those are all packed bearings with grease. There's all kinds of stuff in there. You don't want to blast all that good grease out of there. Secondly, you have to worry about little chips and nicks in your paint. Blasting away on that will cause them to rust more. So it can really speed things up. Also, it's important to keep your tires clean because that'll help slow down the decay of the rubber. Tires aren't cheap, and you know, keep the ones you got. So now we got it all cleaned up. We're going to wipe it down with a towel, get it dry, and go from there. We'll lube up the chain right after that. Okay, so now we're going to work on cleaning and lubing up our chain. That's a really important thing to do on our bikes. Chains are a big piece. It's what makes us go. Nice clean chain will keep functioning and keep you working and running hard, and will last a lot longer. I do have a little gizmo that I like to use for cleaning a chain. It's this guy. It's one of these handy dandy bike chain cleaners. They look kind of gimmicky, but they actually work really well. So I'm going to show you how to set it up. We're going to clean up my chain real good, and then we're going to add some lube. Okay, so basically all we have to do with this little guy is just put some soap and water in there. I'm going to unlock the top here, like so. So you can see down in there, it's got some little gears and brushes. And I'm just going to put some water in there, just the same water I used to clean up my bike with. And I'm going to see if we can do this one-handed. Maybe we'll have to do the magic of editing. Okay, so basically we've got our little doodad here filled with water. Now all I have to do is take this, take the top off, put my chain in there like so. Like so. Now this is a little trickier on a single speed bike just because I don't have the slack in the chain that I would on my other bikes. So we get that clicked in, and now all you got to do is give that a little run through there. So it's fun, it's exciting. Get your chain nice and clean. So simple as that. We'll clean the chain off nice and easy. You get a nice clean chain out of it, and away we go. Alrighty, so we've got our chain nice and clean. What I like to do now is just take a rag, wipe it off, make sure we're not getting it jammed up in the cogs and gears. Just get all that gross stuff off of there that's been left on there from the last rides. Like, ew, it's gross. And you end up with a nice clean chain. You can clean our sprocket off while we're in there too, but there we go. Doesn't hurt. Nice. See that fancy nice gold chain? Bling bling. So now it comes time for lube. So we have a couple choices here, right? There's lots of types of lubricants out there. There's all kinds. These are two that I use. WD-40 bike. It says right on there, bike. You have a dry and a wet. You have this one specifically for wet and muddy extreme conditions. And this one is formulated for dry and dusty conditions. Pretty straightforward. These are easy to find. You can get them at any of your local big shops. They're inexpensive and it's a good working product. There's tons of lubes on the market for chains. Try them, have fun. I use these, can get them everywhere. They're inexpensive. It's muddy, it's nasty. I'm going to use the wet lube. And the way I apply lube to a chain is generally I'll grab a rag. 1 second. Open up my lube, start at 1, and I add a little dot to each one of the knuckles. Now I'm going to show you a close-up here. So right in there is where I'm dropping oil, right basically on these dots. Anywhere else, you're just kind of dropping oil all over the place. Okay. Here we go, happy oiling. So there we go, we just work it around the chain, a little dot in each. Nothing crazy. No need too much. Not that kind of lube. You don't need that much. These are nice. They have this nice little tip on the container here, a little applicator. Makes it easier just to put a dot in each. So we're not wasting any on those middle spots where we don't really need it. Okay. So we're all the way around, work it over, give it a good working through, and you're all lubed up, ready to go. A little bit of lube lasts a long time. Chain keeps your chain happy, keeps your bike happy. So I want to do a bit of a rundown on this bike here. This has been a really good bike to me. It's a 2019 Kona Unit. Picked this bike up last year. I've got about, I don't know, 2,000 kilometers on it or so. It's been a lot of fun riding this bike. Done some good, 80, 100K rides on it. A lot of trail rides around town, a lot of commuting. Had baskets set up on front and back of this bike. Looked pretty stellar. I've got it stripped right down now so I can do some more trail riding fun stuff, make some videos. A little easier to maneuver through the bush without all that gear on it. So what I'm going to do is run through this bike for you real quick here. What we have is a 2019 Kona Unit. This is a single speed steel framed mountain bike. 27.5-inch tire size on that, so it's that 27 plus that we're all familiar with. Single speed, which is kind of cool. No gears to have to worry about or think about. No switching, nothing. You just simply pedal hard and pedal harder if need be. This came with an 18 tooth cog on the back. I switched that out to a 16. I find it's a little bit, grabs a little bit harder and I can ride a little better on the road with it. I'm slicked her out with a nice gold KMG chain, a little bit of bling. You got the 32 tooth front chain set here with just a nice single front tooth. FSA Comet, comes factory. These are a switch out. I put these on. These are Shimano Dior XT. They're called a flip-flop pedal. And basically you can ride with flats or you can slap your shoes on and go for a clipped-in ride if you want. Go clipless or clipped. And cheap water bottles, just because that's how I roll. One thing I really liked about this bike, it's got the Reynolds 520 steel frame, and it's got all these funky braze-ons. It's got all my good barnacles and for putting everything on. Another nice feature with this bike too is a fully adjustable dropout, and it does have the attachment for a hanger. So if I ever did wanted to put some gearing on here, it's got all the mounts and all my wire runs for all my derailleur and everything like that. So I could run this with a rear derailleur if I really wanted to and put that on. So I've got my light bar set up here, which I just got this, and I put my Surefire flashlight in here. These little holders I got off of Amazon. They're by Rock Brothers. Works really well. I've got two set up. Maybe I'll put a little picture of my full light setup with the two lights and the Blackburn in the middle. You can basically light up a ball diamond with them. I think total combined I got close to 2,000 luminous. And yeah, excessive, but hey, it's fun. Other than that, this is a pretty good bike. I'm really happy with it. I think I made a good purchase here. It's not gonna say it's a Swiss Army knife. Lacks a little bit on the road, but hey, it's great big tires on it. What do you expect? It's not as light as it could be on the trail, but it's a lot better on gravel and things like that. So it's a happy medium. This bike is a good happy medium between everything, and I'm really happy I grabbed it. So big thumbs up to the Kona Unit. Anybody who's looking at getting a single speed steel frame bike for the money, this is a really good bike. I'd put this up there with any of the Salsas or the Surleys any day. I'm really happy with it. It's a killer bike. It's nice and clean. Chain's all lubed up. Now all I got to do is ride it. Take care.